So, let me guess. First graders.
No.
Second graders.
And second.
Fourth and second.
No.
Oh, first and second. Okay. Well, I was right on the money. First and I'm just going to default to the youngest looking kid. So, first grader. I nailed it. So you guys normally like bang on stuff for the drumming thing? Yeah. Well, we do get to bang on stuff, but not in the same kind of way. Everything is quiet, which is the way I like it. So, let's start off with this. So, can you see the screen? Okay. Watch this. So what I just played there, it has a language. It looks exactly like this. What we just played there is written out like this. So in the music world, musicians have, good call. In the musician world, we have a language, right? Normal humans have a reading realm where we read words, like this here says SCV Cheesy Poofs, which is a funny name that drummers give their things funny names, like Cheesy Poofs, which is ridiculous.
I love cheesy poofs.
Yeah, who doesn't love Cheesy Poofs? So drummers especially, apparently. So just like we read words on a page, musicians can read words on this page, and these are my instructions for what to do. So if you want to come up and look at that later, then there it is. And so what we're going to do today, this is a drumming petting zoo. I have some stuff that I have purchased, like these drums, but things I have made, like these things. I made these yesterday. And so I'm going to demonstrate everything, and then at the end of our session, come grab some sticks, and then you get to bang on whatever you want. And we're out of here at what time? Okay, it's 45-minute sessions starting at 10:30, so we'll go to the 11:15. Alrighty. So, how did I do that? How did I do all that fancy drumming? Watch this. We all have two hands. In this classroom, we all have two hands. If you didn't have two hands, you also have 2 feet, which you can use as well. So for now, keeping it simple, drummers have 2 hands, right and left. Show me your left hand. Good, almost. Getting there. So if you do this, everyone make guns and then turn your thumbs inward so you see this box in front of you. So the hand that makes the L equals left. So raise the hand that is not the backwards L, but the right L. So that's your left hand. And then the other hand is your right hand. Most of you are right-handed. You write with your right, throw with your right. So drummers have a right and a left. And in drummer speak, we have basic 2 things. We have single strokes and double strokes. Singles meaning which number? Single means 1, double means 2, triple means 3. Okay. So singles. I move once, I strike once. One hand, a single stroke. A single solitary stroke. 1, 1. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right. And then I can speed this up. And so on. Attendance?
Yeah.
Oh, she's taking attendance. Got it. So what's the other thing I can do now? I did singles, and now I can do, starts with D, doubles. Watch this. 1, 2. 1, 2. Right, right, left, left. So I can bounce those things. So people ask, how do drummers move so fast? Well, notice that I am not moving fast, but the sticks are. Look at just me. Don't look at the sticks. I'm only doing this. We can all do that. It's not very fast at all. But I'm getting 2 bounces per 1 stroke. It's called a 1-to-2 ratio. A 1-to-1 ratio, I move once, I hit once. A 1-to-2 ratio, I move once, I hit twice. You'll get there, ratios. So now when I'm doing single strokes quickly, yeah, that is me moving fast. But that's a lot of practice. But the double strokes, that can go infinitely faster than the single strokes. One, two, 1, 2, right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left. So those are the 2 main things that drummers have, single strokes and double strokes. Also, what drummers have is hands, sticks that move one at a time, like singles, once, or togethers. So a stick can move by itself, or a stick can move with the other one. It's called a double stop. Like a violin, when a violin player does 1 string, 2 strings, and both strings at the same time, it's called a double stop. So the drummers have borrowed this word to mean 2 at the same time. Those are double stops. So we either have by itself or togethers. By itself, together. And that's really all you need to know is we have single strokes and double strokes, and then 1 stroke at a time, and then 2 strokes at a time. That's drumming in a nutshell. There, now you're all ready to become professional drummers. So, moving on, let's show you guys some stuff. I will show you some stuff, not let's. This here is called a what? Drum set. There you go. There's lots of names for it. A drum set, a drum kit, a kit, the drums, trap set. What's that drum? The kick drum. And another word for it is the bass drum. So in a choir, when people are singing, the big tall men with the big Adam's apple, they're the basses. They're singing the low stuff. And then the guys with the higher voices like mine, we sing the high notes. We're called the tenors. And then the altos are going to be mostly the ladies who sing low, and then the sopranos are the ladies who sing high. So we have this full range of low, high, low. So the low stuff is called the bass. And so we call this the bass drum. But in the drumming world, we could call this the kick drum for obvious reasons, because you're kicking, we're not kicking it, but the term works. Yes, it would be funny. I had to do that once at one of these gigs teaching at school. I forgot my darn foot pedal, so I went like this. I just literally had to kick it. So the irony, I love it.
That's cool.
Yeah, super cool. Watch this. Now, without me having to kick it.
Where did you learn this? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Ready for the answer? I learned this from people like me when I was a kid. So, wink, wink, if you want to take some drum lessons and learn how to do it, I'm the best in town. Shots fired. I'm going to give my card to your teacher. And if you want to actually get lessons and you're actually excited about, oh my God, there's this guy. And I live in Atascadero, by the way, so it's up the hill. So if you want to come do drum lessons, then you gotta walk all the way to Atascadero to my house and then walk all the way back in the snow, uphill both ways. Dedication. Hello. Can't really come in quietly with a. You need some WD. I have some WD. Remind me. Yeah, I have some in my truck. Remind me afterwards. So, it's so fun. I can assess personalities just on like sitting and no speaking yet. Like, yeah, I know who's who. Just visual alone.
A lot of musicians.
Well, okay. Show me hands. Who plays an instrument? What do you play?
Drum.
What do you play?
Guitar. Piano.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Flute.
piano. Piano. Piano.
Yes. Good. We have a piano in the corner, as you know. So, by the way, if you want to become a musician, first you need to be able to do this. Everyone do this. Heels of your hands together, and then do this. If you can do this, and not this, but having them meet right in the middle, boom. Do it just as fast as me. And if it starts to go whoa, 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 if it gets all out of hand, then that doesn't count. Then you got to slow that down. So the first thing we need to do as musicians is be able to have our hands obey the brain. Okay? Everyone put hands on legs. And say this with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, good. So now you are all musicians just by virtue of being able to count to 4 over and over. Because most music is in 4. Yep, it is easy, especially if you're a drummer. Especially if you're a drummer already. So where I'm going with this is, if you want to do musician stuff, if you want to be a flute player, if you want to be a sitar player, if you want to, play the contrabass saxophone someday, then the first thing you need to do is get your hands to move together, and this is the best way. This is called the drummer's clap, or we call it the musician's clap. How about that? And then being able to do this, because every musician, be it a flute player, trombone player, violin player, piano player, drummer, we're all drummers. All musicians are drummers. Because what is drums? Drums, percussion, drums, is anything that you hit or that you shake, which I don't have a shaker with me. Yes, I do.
Oh, it's a maraca. Maracas can stick.
Yes, maracas are a type of shaker. This is a rain stick, and I could shake this.
Yeah.
Notice I have rags over these things to make it quieter. So, it's a very ironic, right, that I'm a drummer and I should be okay with loud noises, but I despise them, which is why I have the hearing of a 20-year-old, according to my audiologist.
But just if it with on, if she's sick.
So, we come up and shake this thing afterwards. So drums is anything that you hit or that you shake. Now, a trumpet player has these three buttons. Piano player has 88 buttons. Violin player has this. Notice that at the end of the day, it's just my arm moving to a beat. It's just my arm moving to a beat. So let's all be all the musicians right now. Bop, 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 bop. Trombone, do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Violin. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Drums. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Flute. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All of the instruments involve your hands moving to a beat. So that means that all musicians are drummers. But not all drummers are, well, yes, drummers are musicians. So if you want to learn how to do music, learn how to do basic drumming first, then graduate to the piano to learn about do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, to learn about all the different notes that go up and down. Because there are no uppy, downy notes with this. The notes on this, as you can see, are just straight across. Boom. It's just one straight line because it's just pure rhythm. Bop, 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 bop. So, but if we went up to the piano, those notes would do this. They would go up and down, intervallic music. So this is just pure rhythm. And in the hierarchy of music, we have tempo first. Beep, bop, 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 bop. We have a beat. And then we have tempo. Or then we have rhythms. Tempo, rhythms, and then different notes after that. So learn how to play drums first, then piano, and then another instrument of your choice. Or stick with that, or stick with this. Piano is my favorite instrument.
Me too. Why are you teaching my favorite?
Because I'm way better at drums than I am at piano. I love sitting down at a piano way more than I love sitting down at a drum set. Yeah, it's very ironic. But I got good at this and do it professionally. But at the piano, I can fake it pretty well, but I'm not a pro piano player at all. Okay, moving on. Oh, I'll finish this. So we have the bass drum, and we have, this thing is called a hi-hat, and it can go up and down like this, and so I can slam them together, or I can just have them go up a little bit, and then if I tilt this, then, oops, wrong way, then these can collide into each other like this, and again, they get a sizzle sound. And then the snare drum. The reason why this is called a snare drum is because these are snares. think the word is snod or snade or something. The word, it's the Dutch word for snares. And a snare is rope. A snare is string. And hunters will use string to snare little rabbits and little things. And so hunting snares, but then, so strings. So these used to be strings, but now they're little chains. And then when I hit the top drum here, the air pushes down and hits this bottom head, which then vibrates these. And so if I turn those off, watch this. Snare's on, snare's off. We can see that it fell away. It's not touching anymore. So that's the snare drum, because those are snares. And I can do cool things like, get on there. Where are my fancy sticks? Here we go. These are $40 sticks right here, and they're awesome. Watch this. Yeah, it's, okay, so the coolest thing in the whole world that any human being can do is to play an instrument. And the coolest instrument is drums, obviously. So that means that the coolest thing that a human being could do, possibly, is to play drums. This isn't up for debate. All right, let's put these there. Also, there are different types of sticks that drummers can use. These are called brushes. Right, I'm going to brush my hair with it. But listen to the way it sounds. Those are brushes. And these things I made last week, these I made when I was 17, a very long time ago. They've seen some years, but it sounds a little bit different. Ever so slightly. And then there are regular sticks. Also, what's cool about the snare drum is, or any drum, I can do the tip of the stick directly onto the drum. I can take the shoulder of the stick, hit the rim, or I can do both. Watch this. Tip here, edge of the stick along the rim at the same time. So this is going to go up and hit right there at the same time. That's called a rim shot, and it gets really loud. I'm not going to play really loud here. I can do a quiet rim shot. So if you ever hear a drummer and it's just like crazy loud, he's probably doing rim shots. Okay, demonstration. Regular hits. Rim shots. Different sound. Cool sound. Oh, and this is a what? Cowbell. I stole it from a real cow. Okay, that's a little loud even for me. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this. Preemptively mute them before I unleash the kiddos. Okay, watch this. So I made these yesterday. These are bars that I built. Just these pieces of redwood. Yeah, everything here is super cool. I'm glad you recognize. So, what is this all about? Okay, this is weird. So this is what every person, every human does, especially super, super little kids. You guys aren't super, super little kids. They do this. They put their finger down the stick, they stick their pinky out, and then they move at the shoulder. This is what I look like when I'm 3 years old, and no one's showing me anything. And then I make a funny face. Even that's a little too good for a 3-year-old. 3-year-old is like, that's what a 3-year-old looks like. Okay. But,
My sister is 3-year-old.
yeah, she looks exactly like that when she plays, if she plays. So now look at this. In order to get that stick to go up, now I have to turn at the wrist. And now I can't go anywhere. Now all of a sudden, I look like a pro drummer. Oh, what a concept. So this stick goes in between these two things. And this is just Velcro. So the stick goes in between. And so it has an alleyway. It has a guide for which way to go. And if I line that up on the target right there, and so this keeps my wrist down, and this is detachable for different girths of human. Like a big dude, I might lift this up a bit because he's going to have a fatter forearm. But for a little kid, which is what I have here today, and I can go down a little bit. This one,
So you can change it?
sure can. It's all adjustable. And then for a big human, their hands are going to be farther apart. And so that means I can take this and just move them. I can do this. So this is the little kid size right here, about 3 inches apart. So that's the stick guide. Also, I built these a couple weeks ago. Just a piece of wood, piece of red oak. And on the backs, I have little spots to put your fingers. This is the adult version. I have smaller ones for smaller kids where their hands can, WD-40 for sure on that. So this is kind of like what a great idea. I have been in lots and lots of bands over the years. Bands, rock bands, funk bands, symphonies, steel bands, jazz bands, marching bands, all of the bands. And what's cool,
My dog is named Jazz.
and does he drum? Well, he should.
But Jazz died.
Jazz, maybe in another life he'll play drums. Okay, so what's cool is all of the bands have drums in them. Not all bands have flute players. Not all bands have piano players, but every single kind of music ensemble has percussion.
Why is there a camera right there?
Because I'm being filmed right now. I'm filming this for YouTube later. But I'm going to shut it off once you guys get up here. This is called the octagon. It's a trainer apparatus, so I can move this way, I can move this way, and I can move this way. One of the bad habits that people do who don't know what they're doing when they pick up the drums, they keep their hands together, like they're doing a phone or something. Hands together is the big mistake that most people do, and they don't think to have their hands separate and then to turn inwards. This is the only way to play the ridiculous fast stuff that I can do. If I try to play it like this, there's no way. This is a technique that's used in the drumming world for other different kinds of drums, but for drumming 101, hands apart and then centering in, which is what this is all about. I have this apparatus here to separate the hands, to keep them separated. Okay, we have a few minutes left. Come grab sticks. Ready, set, go. Boy.